Welcome to this week's instalment of Breki with Belle. Now remember, I'm the dear Deirdre of the hair industry, darlings, and I want to say a big thank you for all your questions and all your dilemmas this week. Now remember, whatever you send to me stays completely confidential and you remain absolutely anonymous. So, question number one. What are you going to be doing in terms of putting your prices up? Now, I think that's really relevant, especially at this time. You know, we're going to have to take into consideration PPE, and we're also going to have to take into consideration that we might only be allowed one person per stylist in the salon at one time. So yes, of course, cost has to go up, but everybody puts their prices up every single year, and you've got to remember that. And clients that value you will still end up coming. Now, there's two ways that you can put your PPE up. You can either include it in the cost, or you can do it as a set price. It just depends on how you feel your clients are going to react. But yes, I definitely feel that now's the time to put your prices up. There's an old saying that actually time is money, and that has never been more relevant than right now, because actually we're going to be having one person in at a time. But look at it this way, you're going to be giving that person that's in the most time and the most amazing service. So keep that in mind, and that's a really good reason to put your prices up. Okay guys, so question number two. Now I chose this question because I feel like it follows on really well from question number one. What happens if you work in a small studio on your own and you can't have more than one person in? It's seriously going to implement on your wages. It's going to affect them. And I can hear you, but my answer would be, is try not to worry, darling, at least until the government have given us proper guidelines to follow. Now there's two obvious things that I would go down, roads I would go down with this. Now one, obviously you've got to increase your prices so you're not losing out on too much money, but you've got to make yourself more flexible. Therefore, it might mean that you work longer hours, and it might mean that you're chucking a couple of Sundays. Now, I'd always say I like to work smarter and not harder, but especially at this time, you're going to have a long list of clients waiting to get in there. So it means that we have to be a little bit more flexible. And then as time goes on and we get more used to it, then, you can move forward and put a proper plan in place. Okay, so question number three. I had somebody contact me that's got a salon that said that they regularly use Barbicide, but this is really about the sanitation of their equipment. Now, she was wondering about what you're going to be doing with your scissors, your combs, your brushes, and that's a very, very good question, actually. What we have done in our salon moving forward is we've decided to go with 3 set times throughout the day that we are going to be doing colours and cuts. They are 9:30, 12:30 and 3:30. Now, if you want to extend your hours, you could do 4 or 5 colours in a day, but we're going to make sure that we have a piece of equipment ready to go for every single appointment. So if I'm doing 3 appointments, I'll need 9 brushes. I'll need 9 large ones, 9 medium ones, 9 small ones. I make sure I've got 3 pairs of scissors, 3 combs. And what I'll do after every single client, I'll go and sanitize one set that I've used, and then I'll bring out a clean set. And that's going to make sure that we run efficiently and we can save time and keep up to time with our appointments. Okay, so question number 4 comes from a frustrated husband. What do you do if your wife is just going on about a business, going on about a business plan, about risk assessment, basically not giving you any time of day when all you really want to do as a hubby is you want to look out the window, you want to read a good book, even frustrated to the point that actually when the football comes back on, you're thinking of signing up just to piss her off? Well, I just say you've got to work as a team, and actually, I know you two personally, and I know that you're actually a massive powerhouse. So I think you need to have time for you, and she needs to have time for herself, but ultimately you need to make some time for you both. Remember, you're in lockdown and it's in one of the most stressful times we've ever seen. So stick together and keep working together. So I've saved the juiciest till last, people. Question number 5. They always say save the best till last. What do you do if you find out that your receptionist is sleeping with a married team member? Dun, dun, dun. Well, in a really bad situation like this, I always look for a more adulty adult. So I always suggest to find somebody a little bit older than yourself, because generally they might know the answer. I wouldn't really want to answer something as serious as this. So I would say, chill out where you can and phone your mum. Your mum generally will have a better answer than Breki will with Belle. So guys, this is it for this week's instalment of Breki with Belle. Remember, I'm always around, slide into my DMs, and if you've got a problem, I'm here to solve it.